All right. Hey guys, what's up? Sadness again. But this is from keeps rearing its ugly head. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this about emotions and about overcoming situations and things like that. In order for you to break through, in order for you to succeed, in order for you to move forward, you have to. When you have difficult situations or situations that are unfair or unjust or unright, it's gonna bring sadness. And I think the way the society is today, it purports you to not feel that, to hide that. It purports that if you feel sadness, something is wrong. But it's not true. What sadness really means is that there was a situation that was unfortunate, and it's gonna take me some extra work and elbow grease to push through it and to correct it and make it right. So here's the situation. As y'all know, different offers, different places, background checks, different levels of background checks, depending on the type of job. And, my integrity is so important to me. And each and every person and see a place I deal with, I try to be 100%, truthful, honest. And what I've been told, as y'all know, I went to court a long time ago. And, as soon as I walked in, it's like the whole court desk, everybody was just like, they were all like, well, as soon as I walked in, before I could even ask for anything, Miss Willoughby, you do not have how you say the F word, charge. And I was like, wow, unbeknownst to me, when I processed an appeal, the appeal went through and it was overturned. So what I need to do now is, I mean, oh my goodness, I would tell y'all, and this, what I need to do now at this point, I need to contact the courts, which I've been doing, find out what the heck is going on. And I know I'm going to get the biggest runaround in the world because, and it's meant to be that way. Find out what the statute of limitations is. And if I can go on and fight that, that's what I need to do. So definitely it was offered to work again tomorrow, or definitely I will not be going because obviously I have my own things to do. And again, and this is God's way of teaching me too to respect myself in my private time. That just because somebody says jump, jump. Last night, as you know, somebody offered me from work a ride. I didn't want to ride because of all of my past experiences with that, but it was like pressure. And so I went ahead and took it, and I didn't need it. I ended up getting back the same time, anyways. And I just, you know. I need to say no, because what happened, and I did say no, but what happens is that when when you don't need it and you say no, and then people continue to push for it, it show what it really means is that, like my landlord owner person said, they don't take you seriously. They did not take me seriously. They kept, pushing for it. I didn't need it. I didn't need it. I didn't want it. And what it is really, it's not for you. It's the thing like, okay, I don't believe that you really don't want to ride. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. I did not. And so I ended up getting in the car with them, going however further. And I mean, it just, I had other plans for my time. But what it shows when I cave into that is that I don't respect my time. I don't respect myself because I went ahead and went even though I didn't want to. And so I'm allowing people not to take me seriously. So, oh my goodness. I mean, it's just, I feel right now I feel broken, broken inside. It's hard work. And I'm gonna tell y'all, because this is against what society and culture says. It's okay to, you need to feel that. You need to feel anger. I don't feel anger, but not at the moment. And I rarely do, but you need to feel sadness. You need to feel, because it's a form of dis-ease, uneasiness. You need to feel uneasy about your situation so you can move forward. If you put a band-aid over it, cover coat it, sugar coat it, and keep moving and just take, like at work, they were saying, well, this person can tell you anything, but if it's not in writing, it doesn't mean anything. It's not going to hold up in a court of law. So it's just, I've been told these things, and maybe these things are things that I've been told because, they saw me struggle. The people in the court saw me struggle. The clerk of court saw me struggle all those years. I mean, I was in court at the courthouse more than the lawyers were. They saw me struggle. And I guess it got to the point where they were just like, they saw that something was overturned and they were just, hoping the best for me, and that, so, but I need to go ahead and address that. And I'm gonna tell you, and what you are seeing are real tears, and it's good because I hopefully, when you have tough situations, you have real tears of your own to cry. Um, so, and the other feeling I got this morning, like, just about respect for self. Like, I'm here, and y'all saw the tears that I cried a couple days ago because of the way that I was spoken to or talked to here. And it didn't make sense. Let me tell you how God puts everything together, knowledge and wisdom and all of that, because it didn't make sense. And then I remember going to work, and my manager was talking to somebody that we do business with in a way on the phone, and the person was basically denying this, denying that, and the manager, I mean, basically he jumped right in there, and everything that person had to say, he hit it back harder. And I was just like, wow, I couldn't believe he had to be on the phone for almost an hour, and I was like, I couldn't believe that either one of them stayed on the phone that long for that type of conversation. And from the end of the manager, he wasn't being belittling. He wasn't, not in any overt way. He just saw the information that was there, took it, and just basically used it against him, And the person on the other end, after a while, they wore thin and resorted to, racial slurs and this, that, and the other. And I was just like, why would he even stay on the phone that long with this guy? Why would he stay on the phone that long with my manager? Because, obviously he didn't have to stay on the phone. Obviously, it was not a situation where he was going to win. But the situation was because he was afraid, because it was fear. There's only two emotions really in the world, and it's fear and love. If you're not feeling the emotion of love, then you're feeling fear, or something that's a derivative of fear, whether it's anger, jealousy, envy. So it's just the opposite of love. And whatever that other person on the other end of the phone was getting, he wasn't getting any love. But yet he stayed on that phone for a whole hour on his personal time. He's not getting paid to do this, to argue, and then to put all of this negativity out. He didn't have to do that. He could have just simply hung up and let him do whatever it was that he wanted to do. And then it was an eye-opener because this was after my situation. Here I am, crying tears, feeling a certain kind of way, feeling all shut down. And the truth about the matter is this, that, why? For what? When you look at the facts are, okay, let me tell you what the fear is, because in the absence of love, there's fear. And like I said, any type of emotion that's not love, the base root of it is fear. And I was feeling hurt. Why? Fear. Because I'm just like, okay, all of these negative things have been implanted. Nobody cares about you. You're negative. I'm not. I've always been pushing forward to do things. But then again, you actualize that in your life. As we know through quantum physics, most of the things that are around us is basically empty space. The atoms, the basic forms of it, are empty. Everything is manipulated and created through vibrations. Vibration is created through sound. Like in the beginning, they said God was the word, and that's what it was, the sound. So the things that we hear are things that we are imprinted on, that are imprinted in our spirits and our minds, and it moves to form us, So we can't continue to expose ourselves to these things. And a lot of times we continue to put ourselves in the path of these things because again, we want, it's a fear of not being appreciated and cared for. But if you have that fear, then that means that you're already not appreciated and cared for, So it's just, you have to eliminate that. And it was just so ironic to me because as I was listening to my manager speak to this person, I was like, why is this guy still on the phone with him? It's an hour, And I came to the understanding, hey, the things that you ask, the things you question people about, question yourself. Why am I still here? I woke up this morning and I was freezing cold. There's no heat. I was freezing cold. Other days it's been nominally okay because I had my soup and crock pot going. But I guess after a while the timer goes off. Thank God for that. And it stops, So there was no more crock potting and it was just freezing. And, I had to get my other blanket, so I had two blankets, but I couldn't lift my head out of the blanket. But if I put my head under the blanket, I can't breathe because there's no air because the blankets are so thick. And so it's just, you know, I look at myself incredulously, and then I look at the people that I allow to affect the way I feel and the way I think about myself, you know, and it's just, I look at, the lady that said all those nasty things to me that live here. I look at that and I see, what did she say? She said, nobody likes you. She hit it hard too. She hit me hard with it. Nobody likes you. Nobody cares. Nobody likes you. That's why nobody comes out when you're here. And that wasn't true at the time, but I made it true. I made it true because I closed to myself after I had some free time. So I made it true inadvertently. And then the next statement was, you're in denial. And I'm like, what am I denying? I was just telling her that, I heard her screaming about something. I wanted to know what was wrong. And that was a ploy to get me over there so that she could vent whatever she wanted to vent. Then I forgot, it was a lot of nasty things. And then I look at myself and I'm just like, she said all of these things. And I'm taking it because the kind of spirit that I am, I try to take something good from everybody. But I'm like, okay, this is a person that came to me without me saying anything. And you never know. And like I said, you don't know about people, so I always try to think the best. But she was talking about committing suicide and this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, and she's coming to me with this. And I'm like, no, not me. And she was talking about her committing suicide. And I was like, no, I don't even discuss that. That's not. But I'm going to tell y'all, the people that I allow to affect me, you know, I mean, it's just incredulous, the people that I allow to affect me. Because when I look at that, and you'll see that a lot of, that stuff is true about, the stuff that people say about you is true about them. And it's just nastiness for no reason. And then, like, the other part that kind of went out, and I need to make this phone call. Do I need to or not? Because I do, and it's like, that's what I'm saying. The legal system will keep you locked up for years. Like, this has been, and, trying to validate, vindicate, whatever. This is bull crap. I'm like, whatever. But I guess in different companies do different levels of background checks. That's all it is. And this company, I can understand, well, they'll do like a super cyan background check. So, yeah, so then the next thing, and again, it's a mind game sometimes to manipulate, because again, when people do that and they throw negative things at you, it's, you know, out of fear. It's fear. Any type of negativity comes from fear, either fear of intelligence, fear of anything. They see that there's potential and there's fear, So it's just, and at the night job, there's this young guy that's there. And I mean, I tell you, he's throwing shots left and right, and that's one thing. And it's like, the first thing he said, oh, it's, because I was looking at my numbers and I was like, wait a minute, I collected this amount, and he was just like, well, you're never gonna, none of us are ever gonna get, 1,000. And I was like, that's not true at all. And what's so messed up about that? He said that, and I think I did 1,000 just in 2 days from what I counted, and I noticed the numbers in the system was wrong. And I was like, how can that be? How can the numbers be like that? You know what I'm saying? Because in 2 days I collected 1,000, just about. And so he said that, but the complete opposite was true, So, and people can do that. Negative people, they will say negative things about peoples and situations, and it's not true, but they understand the process of that. It's just like the old wise tells about putting curses on people. You spoke it into existence because that person was weak enough to allow you to speak that into them, but it wasn't true. And God had something else for me, because immediately people was coming to me just bringing me money, 1,000, and I was like, wow. So that's one thing. And then, the other thing, he was like, oh, she can't, whatever. And you can't tell whether they're joking or not, but then somebody might take it seriously. She can't collect. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I can't, I just did 1,000. He did nothing the whole night, So it's just like, and then, they try to position themselves, in places where they don't have to answer to or be accountable for any work, because, you know, they're not used to that. You know what I'm saying? Or either they feel that you're stupid and they can do that. So I don't know. But like this morning when I woke up, and I'm going to have to do part two because this is getting pretty long.